NFC Championship. This is the second time in franchise history for the Detroit Lions that they've played in this game. The last time the Lions played in the NFC Championship, it was in the 90s. And the 49ers are a 7-point favorite to start out this game, right? But you look at how they played last week against the Green Bay Packers. Is it fair to say that Green Bay gave Detroit the blueprint to win this game? The 49ers are one of those teams that they look very good on paper. On paper, you look at their roster and compare it to Detroit and you say the 49ers are a better team. But you look at how they perform, they don't play up to the level of talent that they have. Their defense doesn't have a consistent pass rush. Nick Bosa has had a down year. 49ers fans will tell you that. You have Chase Young, who I haven't even heard this dude's name since he got traded to the team. I thought that Chase Young was going to have a big impact, but I don't even know that he even starts. I didn't know Chase Young was starting until I saw the starting lineups in their game last week. They also don't really have a great run defense. So Detroit, offensively, they can do everything. They can beat you throwing the football with Jared Goff. They have really good receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. The 49ers, their secondary is average. And if they don't have a good pass rush, which the Detroit Lions have a very good offensive line, the Lions are one of the few teams in the league this season that you can say had a elite offensive line. The 49ers, if they can't get pressure on Jared Goff, their secondary is going to get carved up by this passing attack. And like we saw last week against the Green Bay Packers, they didn't have the ability to get after Jordan Love. And even when they were able to get pressure on Jordan Love, he was making a lot of things happen outside the pocket. Detroit, defensively against the 49ers, I don't trust Detroit secondary. I really don't. And you can probably say the same thing about the 49ers with the Detroit Lions. But the Detroit Lions secondary did play I can't even say they played okay against the Buccaneers. I just don't really know if their secondary is going to be able to slow down the 49ers when they throw the football with Brock Purdy. I know a lot of people don't seem to be fans of Brock Purdy, but going up against the Lions secondary, they got a lot of mismatches. Deebo Samuel, we don't know if he's going to play in this game, but even if he doesn't play in this game, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, they should eat. The Lions just don't have a great secondary. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I want to see what he's going to do against George Kittle because this dude talks a lot of shit. And I like him. He's kind of like the new version of Richard Sherman. And we need more players like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I think players like him make the game fun. But, you know, how is he? Is he going to be able to back up all his trash talking against George Kittle? Because George Kittle, he's been going off as of late. And if they can't slow him down, they're going to have a hard time being able to get off the field. Their run defense is really good. How are they going to do against Christian McCaffrey? Well, I guess we'll find out. But if they can slow down Christian McCaffrey, you know, and he has to be more of a factor in the passing game than he is the run game, then how are you going to be able to slow him down? Do you have a linebacker who you can put on Christian McCaffrey? So the 49ers, you like how they match up with their passing attack against the Detroit Lions secondary. Their offensive line is really good when it comes to protecting Brock Purdy. Aiden Hutchinson, he's been really good. He has been, without a doubt, one of the more underrated pass rushers in the league. And the only reason I say underrated is because I think he's kind of starting to become in that category where he's just a tad notch below the Michael Parsons and the TJ Watts of the world and the Myles Garretts. He's a A- pass rusher. He's not an A+ pass rusher yet. The 49ers, we know they got Trent Williams, but is there other offensive tackle going to be able to hold up against Aiden Hutchinson? And not only do they have Aiden Hutchinson, but they also have a couple of other guys who can get after the quarterback. But Brock Purdy, though, with how he is going to look in this game against the Lions secondary. He should play way better than he did against the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers had a top 10 pass defense. The Detroit Lions secondary is not that good. We saw Baker Mayfield throw 3 touchdowns on this secondary. Hell, they gave up a touchdown before halftime with only like a couple of seconds left to spare. So, I mean, you like the 49ers' ability to throw the football. The question is, can you trust Brock Purdy to protect the football? We've seen plenty of games this season when the 49ers have lost, like, for example, when they lost to the Minnesota Vikings on Monday Night Football. Brock Purdy, he threw like 2 interceptions, and they were really costly, especially in the fourth quarter. And the Detroit Lions, although they don't have a great secondary, they do have the ability to generate turnovers, especially in big moments. Brock Purdy is going to have to show us that he is truly an elite quarterback. That's been the most polarizing discussion in the league this year. Is Brock Purdy elite? Is he a game manager? He came through for the 49ers last week, and he didn't have a great game, but it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish, and he finished off strong. He led them to the win. That's what you expect out of your franchise quarterback. And against a Detroit Lions secondary that got absolutely destroyed by Baker Mayfield, you expect Brock Purdy to have a big bounce back game. But the Detroit Lions, though, I expect them to keep it close. I'm not expecting the Detroit Lions to get blown out by San Francisco. They got way too good of a team. They have a coaching advantage when it comes to Ben Johnson versus Steve Wilkes. Come on, man. Like, they wanted to fire Steve Wilkes at one point in the middle of the season. And this defense has played a lot better, but it's still not really that good. And I like Ben Johnson's ability to scheme guys open. Not only that, he's really innovative, and I'm expecting him to get the better of Steve Wilkes in that matchup, his offense against the 49ers defense. I'm still going to side with San Fran to win, though. The reason why I have to go with San Francisco to win is because at the end of the day, I still do believe that they do have the slightly better team. The Lions do have the ability to keep this thing close, and I do believe that they have a chance to win also. But the 49ers, I just think that they're going to find a way to get this one out. I really can see this game going either way. Truthfully, the Detroit Lions, they can run the football. They got David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. This is tough, man. I'm going with the 49ers. 24-20 is going to be my final score prediction.